Hello, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. In this video, I am really excited to dive into it with you because it's one of the most asked questions I get about a specific person. I'm taking a group of people through my Manifest a Specific Person Master course right now, and a lot of people are asking me this question in a lot of different ways. The question is, what do I do if my specific person is not treating me well? I understand why people are wondering what to do. There's actually, I'm going to give you two options of what to do in this video. I'm almost surprised I haven't done more content on this because this is actually a really big topic. It's a really big topic. So what do you do if your specific person is not treating you well? Before I dive in, know that I offer lots of self-study manifesting courses. There's 14 courses linked below. I can help you manifest anything you want. There is a whole section down there to manifest your specific person, and there's different courses in that section. Each course is different from all the others, so have a look below if you want to dive deeper into manifesting your specific person. Okay, what do we do if your specific person is not treating you well? What do you do if you just feel really bad about how they're showing up in the 3D reality? Are you supposed to ignore that? Are you supposed to pretend like it's not happening? What are you supposed to do? So I have a very particular way of working with this type of scenario. Like I said, I'm going to give you two options. People are typically hesitant to do the option that I am, that I would personally do for myself. There's one option that if I were in this circumstance, this is what I would do for myself. Sometimes people are hesitant to do that option, so I'm going to give you a second option as well. But basically what's happening in this type of experience, as you can imagine, is you're manifesting your specific person. Perhaps you're doing your techniques or, whatever you're doing internally to try to change your inner world to receive a new reflection from them on the outside. But sometimes people are in the situation where it's really painful to even be interacting with their person right now because their person is showing up in a way that is hurtful or just doesn't feel good. It's not right for you, and you know that. But you're like, well, wait, I'm supposed to ignore the 3D reality. Okay, that's a myth. I did a video about that. I'll link it up there. I'm supposed to ignore the 3D reality. No, not actually. I'm not supposed to react. What am I supposed to do in this situation when my specific person is showing up in this way? Let's dive into this. Here's the deal. Number one, what are we doing when we're manifesting? If you've learned anything from my channel, what do you know that we are doing when we are manifesting? We're changing ourselves. We're not changing them, we're changing ourselves. Now, changing ourselves will result in a change in them. It will result in a change in the 3D, but you're not changing them, you're changing you. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, how are you changing yourself? You're changing yourself to be the person who already has your desire, right? That's your number one job as a manifestor. You're becoming the person who has your desire. Now, the person who has your desire when it comes to a relationship with your person, this person has some characteristics that are pretty universal, I would say. Those characteristics are you're confident, you know your worth, you know how valuable you are, you know you're a catch, you know you're incredible, you know you're meant for love, you know you are here to be cared for and you feel cared for, you feel shown up for, you feel wanted, right? Those are the characteristics of you if you were in this relationship and it was going really well and it felt amazing. Those are your characteristics, right? So because we are changing ourselves in manifesting, your work is to step into that self. Now here is the part that some people, I have had clients tell me that doing this has really helped them. And some people get a little bit nervous. So again, just stay with me, listen to my suggestion, know that there's going to be a second suggestion as well. If you are a confident person who knows your value and knows your worth, would you be sticking around in a situation where you're not treated well? Would you just be staying silent and pretending like everything's okay when actually it's not okay? Or would you be perhaps setting a boundary and saying, oh, no, that behavior doesn't work for me. and I'm not going to be able to engage anymore? Would you be standing up for yourself? Would you be upholding an experience of being a confident person who is available for certain types of treatment from someone and not available for other types of treatment? So what I'm getting at here is often what I see when people end up in this type of situation where they're not being treated well by their specific person, it is a self-concept issue first and foremost. You have to have a level of insecurity or not feeling worthy or not feeling good enough to even be in the situation where you're hanging out and not being treated well, right? Like we're just getting real. Let's get real with this. And because of that, you have to change your self-concept to be someone who's more confident. That's the number one thing you're doing. You are changing your self-concept. Sometimes setting a boundary with a person who's not treating you well is the very thing that's going to raise your confidence. Now, here is the tricky part about this. This is where people kind of go wrong with setting a boundary with their person. So again, you might want to set a boundary with your person if they're showing up and not treating you well, or maybe they're treating you like friends with benefits and you don't want to be friends with benefits. It's your job to say, I'm not available for that type of treatment. You can tell them you're not available for it, but what you're really doing is telling yourself that you are not available for it. You are stepping into a new self who is only available for someone to show up and treat really, really well. You have to become that person. So where people go wrong with setting these boundaries is they're trying to punish their specific person. They'll say things like, you can't contact me anymore because you're doing this and you're doing that. And it's a blame experience. You're blaming them. This is not going to go well. This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is an elegant boundary from someone who knows themselves as a queen or king. And if you're not there yet, you better start practicing being a king or queen if you want to be treated like one. A king or queen would not hang around in a situation where they're not being treated well. So setting a boundary in that type of way is, you know what, I've really decided that being in a relationship where I'm being treated like this just isn't working for me anymore. And I wish you well. I hope I hope you have a beautiful life, or I hope you do well in your life, or whatever you want to say. You don't have to say that if that feels too final, but this isn't going to work for me anymore. I hope you're happy and maybe we'll talk another time. And you set that type of boundary and you go do your thing, live your best life, be your best person, and choose yourself. Choose your own confidence. Choose who you are. That is inner confidence, and that is choosing to uphold a self-concept where you will not be treated bad. You are essentially training people to treat you a particular way. You're obviously training them with your own beliefs about what you deserve, and you're training them with what you show up and allow people to treat you as. You have to be the one who chooses that you won't be treated in particular ways that you don't like. You have to choose it. And you do it by setting a very elegant boundary and saying, no, that doesn't work for me anymore. Blessings to you. I'm going over here. Now, that is often really scary for people to do. And I understand you don't want to lose this person. You are scared about losing them. You don't want to tell them no, all of these things. But that level of desperation is the very thing as to why they're not fully showing up with you. First of all, if you're not self-respecting, and if you're not choosing yourself, and if you're not knowing your worth and value, you can't expect someone else to for an extended period of time. It's just not how it works. You have to show up and choose yourself over and over and over again. Sometimes setting a boundary in these types of situations is the best way to choose yourself. I have many clients who have done it, and they said it changed their life. It just skyrocketed their confidence because they finally were saying, wait a minute, I'm not available to be treated like this. I am worthy of being treated the way I want to, okay? So that is one option of what to do if your specific person is not treating you well. Again, do not set the boundary in a way where you're blaming them and saying like you did this and you did that and it turns into this big fight and you feel, that's not how you do it. It's confident, calm. This doesn't work for me. Take care. And you just do your thing. I'm telling you, that's going to get their attention. That's definitely going to get their attention. The second option of what to do, if you're in a relationship and you're not being treated the way you want to be treated, the second option is to stay in the relationship and be really committed to your inner knowing of what's going to happen in the future. This is going to mean not taking the things they do that you don't like so seriously. This is going to mean like just being so committed to your inner knowing of who you are, what you're worth, and what you will receive. You're so committed to that really it's gonna stop bothering you, whatever they're doing. This isn't the route I would recommend if whatever's going on in your relationship is really bad. Like if you're really being disrespected, self-love and self-confidence sets a boundary there. And so if you're not used to being self-loving and you're not used to being confident, here's how to start stepping into that self and like playing that part. Self-love sets a boundary where they are not being treated well. You set a boundary and you choose yourself. You dive deep into self-love. You dive deep into basically mainly self-love and building the life that you want to live and choosing yourself over and over again. If you do that, again, the reflection is going to come. The reflection is not going to come when you don't choose yourself. It's not for an extended period of time. You can't get away with not respecting yourself and not feeling like you're worthy and really think you're going to get a relationship that's going to like totally fulfill you and be really amazing. If you don't respect yourself, that's going to be really hard to manifest, okay? So this is the way to do it. I know this video is going to be triggering to some people, but again, there's the two options. There's a second option. If you're able to stay in the relationship and really affirm and know that you are going to eventually get what you want, let's say it's a friends with benefits and it's kind of harmless, you can really feel like, I know where this is headed. I know this is headed into like a true relationship. And you really, really, really are believing that within. Great, go for that. Sometimes people have a hard time doing that while remaining in contact with the person. So only you can decide what the right choice is. But remember, you're making the choice that's going to increase your self-confidence because that's who you have to become to really create the relationship you really want to be in, okay? So choose yourself, choose yourself, choose yourself, choose yourself. If you choose yourself, other people are going to choose you. They're going to show up for you. If you show up for yourself, they're going to show up for you. It's a mirrored equation, and how you're treating yourself has a huge impact on how others are going to treat you as well. Okay. Thank you so much for being with me in this video. I love being here with you. I'll see you soon. Bye.